Welcome once again to Real Shame. We have a special treat for you this week. We thought that because Discovery Channel does a Shark Week every year, that we would also do a Shark Week this year.
We're going to ride on their coattails.
That's right. This is not a very original idea, but we're going to do a Shark Week just like the Discovery Channel. That's right. We're going to do 7 movies, although I think Discovery Channel goes from like Sunday to Sunday, but whatever.
Yeah,
we're going to do 7 Saturday through Sunday. We're going to do 7, count them, shark themed
Sunday
movies.
through Saturday. You said Saturday to Sunday.
Oh, sorry. Sunday through Saturday. Let me get that straight. I don't know how calendars work. All right, we're going to do 7 different shark movies, and I think we can just say in advance, probably none of them are any good.
Yeah.
None of them, we're doing this for fun.
We're not going to do Jaws.
No.
We're not going to do all the good ones. We're going to choose the really silly, the really bad, the really campy. But
Yes.
That's the fun of this, right?
That is correct, right?
And if you've seen the title of this episode, you know what you're in for and all that kind of stuff.
And normally we do, of course, on Monday's episodes, we do movies that one or the other of us haven't seen. Wednesday, we might both have seen the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've seen any of the movies that we're doing this week except for Jaws 4.
Whoops.
That's coming up.
When's that coming up? I have not seen any of the movies we've done this week.
That's good. Or bad.
Yeah.
Depending on, I don't know.
We'll see.
But surprisingly, we had not seen the movie that we're going to do today, which is
Sharknado, 2013.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's get into that. All right, guys. There's some freaky weather going on. We got hurricanes or tornadoes, and they're throwing sharks everywhere in Sharknado.
Hey, you need to go home.
I'm not going anywhere.
It's not your problem.
No, it is my problem, because if this bar gets blown over, then I'm out of a job too.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna have any place to drink.
Can't argue with that one.
Sharknado that came out in 2013. It was a made-for SyFy movie. I think it's put on by Asylum Productions or Asylum Pictures and stuff like that. I feel like the Sharknado movies are ubiquitous.
Yes, they are.
But neither one of us have seen either of the Sharknado movies.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Well, I mean, you can kind of tell what you're in for a little bit when you see the Sharknado stuff. So so there's that, right? But we know that we're going to be watching some movies that aren't like great, but we're going to try not to be too harsh on them, right? We're not going to hold on.
No promises.
Okay,
no promises on that. No promises.
Well, I'll try to justify where I fall on it to whether it's worth a watch or no, it's not kind of worth a watch. Even though it's not like high art, it's not Casablanca, it's not King Kong, it's not any of those.
Far from it.
Yep. What'd you know about Sharknado going into it, and what'd you think about Sharknado?
I mean, I remember obviously when Sharknado came out and became kind of like a cultural phenomenon, and how they've made, at this point, it's had 5 sequels, according to my notes. 5 sequels, and supposedly the most recent sequel is the last one, because I think it's even called like the last one or something
it's like
that.
Finally it's over or something like that.
Yeah, but I know, and I think they've had some spin-offs and stuff like that. I mean, when I sat down to watch this, because I told you I don't think I've ever seen Sharknado before, and when I sat down to watch it, I started thinking, I think I actually have seen this, but I actually had not seen it. Weirdly enough, I think I've seen like Mega Shark versus Crocosaurus or something. I've seen one of those.
I want to say this started a whole genre of like weird freak storms happening or mutant kind of sharks happening.
2-headed shark attacks and 3-headed shark attacks and 5-headed shark attacks and 6-headed shark attacks. Yeah, I mean, obviously there had been shark movies before Sharknado. The biggest one probably being Jaws, and a lot of Jaws kind of knockoffs and Jaws sequels. But I think, this is probably the first movie that catapulted the shark genre of just bizarre sharks that are mutated and swim through snow and swim through dirt and all this other crap. So Sharknado, obviously I had pretty bottom of the barrel expectations.
Yep,
I knew that it's Ian Ziering, right? It's not Ian Ziering from Beverly Hills 90210. I'm sure he probably hates
Steve
it.
Steve Sanders.
Yeah, I mean, you're the one that was watching it with Kirby, right?
Kirby was watching it.
Okay, you were just kind of listening. I
was nearby.
I don't remember what his character's name is on Beverly Hills 90210. And Tara Reid, when she was still very much a train wreck, or maybe she still is a train wreck.
Yeah,
I don't
she's
know.
recovering or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, she has little to do except kind of stand around and act very poorly. Of course, I think most people in this movie act pretty poorly.
Yeah, I don't think they really wanted. They really get actors or wanted people to act.
Well, they certainly didn't, because the third guy, Jason something, I didn't even write his name down. He spells it with 2 A's.
Yeah,
Jason something is probably the worst actor in the whole movie. He's terrible. And then you have John Hurd, who's actually a pretty good actor.
Yeah,
I think he just wanted to be in this just to like get some free drinks or something, because he gets killed off pretty early.
I like John Hurd in this movie a little bit, but it made me really want him to see him in the Uncharted movie. I know we're gonna have Mark Wahlberg as a Sully character, but seeing John Hurd in this movie, I'm like, oh, he would make a good Sully, and it kind of made me mourn for that a little bit.
Yeah.
But he had his favorite chair, his favorite seat, and that's why he went to the bar, even though he's like super rich or whatever.
He did have his favorite seat. So, we're spoiling these movies?
Yeah, man, I feel like all the movies we're doing are kind of maybe some of the more recent ones.
One or two of them are pretty new.
Yeah, we'll keep, but this one's been out for 7 or 8 years. So
yeah, I mean, and at this point, I mean, Ian Ziering's not going to die. Yeah. Tara Reid's not going. The family members aren't going to die.
They're in the sequels and all that kind of stuff.
They're in the sequels, exactly. So, I mean, I had bottom of the barrel expectations when it came to this movie, and I would say, I mean, I got really sick of the editing in this film. It was like close up, medium shot, far, like really, really fast paced editing, which kind of gave me a headache.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like this very much MTV style of editing, and I guess they do that just to hold your attention. Although it just made me want to turn it off. I thought this movie was okay. I mean, it was fun enough for what it was. At least it gets going pretty quickly.
Yeah, it starts off with like a bang. I mean, you're on the ship and and then all of a sudden things are happening.
Here come the sharks, and then they start attacking Ian Ziering's bar, which, by the way, his name is Finn, right?
Yeah.
Finn. They start attacking Finn's bar. I don't remember any other characters' names in the movie except for his.
And Jason.
They don't. Well, that was the guy's name in real life, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't know what his name was. Trip, maybe? I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
Finn and Trip. I'm probably just making that up. But they start attacking Finn's bar. They start coming through the window. The bartender girl is like shooting him with a shotgun. She's a badass. He goes to get his wife, Tara Reid, and all hell breaks loose, and water's everywhere, and sharks are everywhere. So I thought it was okay. I mean, it's, again, I would recommend this movie just as kind of a fun, silly movie to make fun of with your friends. I mean, it's easy to. I don't know how the sequels are. I would imagine they're just a lot more of the same. I don't know how they stack up with this one. I don't plan on watching the sequels anytime soon.
I saw the second one had a higher IMDb score than this movie.
Really? Oh, so it's like The Empire Strikes Back?
Yeah, maybe. Or The Godfathers 2, maybe. Mm-hmm.
But enough about me. What did you think of Sharknado?
I also, like you, had really bottom of the barrel expectations, and this movie was worse than I expected.
Didn't even beat those.
Yeah,
wow.
didn't even beat those. It was just so slow, and for me, I thought
it was pretty fast, actually.
I just kept on, I was really almost falling asleep during the movie and stuff like that. I just had trouble staying awake, and I watched it fairly early on. It wasn't late for me or anything.
Yeah.
There's a couple cool moments that I like. I like I call it the Evil Dead moment, where he has the chainsaw and the shark comes at him at the end. Mm-hmm. I feel like they've kind of built the movie around maybe a moment like that, or eating the girl falling out of the helicopter. They had these kind of things they wanted to hit. But the movie was shot in Los Angeles, takes place in Los Angeles, and I guess it was very sunny when they were in Los Angeles, and they were trying to do. Well, in the movie terms, there's something called day for night, where you basically shoot in the daytime, but you put a filter, or you stop down the camera enough to where it doesn't let a lot of light in, and it looks like it's nighttime. And this one, they did a lot of post-processing on it, it looks like, to make it look night, and it just looks horrible. It was just grating on my eyes. Every scene that kind of took place outdoors just looked bleached, processed, and just looked terrible.
I agree with that.
And all the stuff in the car was the background was all gray. They were probably shooting it the car was on not even on a trailer. It was probably indoors somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it was. I felt like that the whole time. I put how much of this was filmed just like in a parking lot or like a studio, like you're saying. Yeah, because there's a lot of shots where I felt like, okay, they didn't shoot that on any kind of location. They shot that later or something like that, just a reaction shot or something. And maybe that's the deal with all the close-ups. Yeah. They'd be talking, and then all of a sudden there'd be a close-up of Ryan's earring, and it looked nothing. It just didn't look like he was still in the same spot.
It was like a pick-upper almost.
Yeah, it was right. No, I agree.
I just feel like I don't know much about the director, but I just feel like any competent director could have done a little bit better with that. With those cars they're handing to him. Yeah, it's beginning to rain here, guys, in case you can't hear it on the podcast.
Scary.
Or the show. So I just feel like any kind of competent director could kind of take that and run with that a little bit. But it really, and so it's really shocking to me that the movie looked the way it did with the budget it had.
Yeah.
And maybe that's me giving it an unfair shake, but that's just kind of where I fell on it,
What is a SyFy Channel budget, though, I wonder?
I think it was $1 million or $2.
Really? Oh.
I mean, they maybe spent it on the talent.
I don't know. Tara Reid spent it all.
I mean, in the
booze.
The shark animation, the CGI is hit or miss. I think.
Yeah.
You can tell there's some
part of the charm, though.
Yeah. You can tell there's some shots they spent some money on, and the other shots they kind of like, we'll just cut and paste some sharks back in the background and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree.
I just wish it was filmed in Louisiana or something like that, and I don't know. Maybe that's asking too much of it. But I just think that would have made the different environment something would have made it a lot better. So that's really what's off-putting about me is that whole bleached out kind of look to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I feel like all Sci-Fi channels Sci-Fi Channel movies kind of look like that, but maybe not. I like the fact that this guy can do it all. Like, he was a surfer, he's a bartender. He has rappelling gear, like when he rescues all the kids from the school bus. And you knew the teacher guy was gonna die or whatever. He's like, I hate kids or whatever. You're like, that guy's gonna get it.
The guy's a jack of all trades.
He is a jack of all trades.
Ian Ziering,
Ian.
It's
Ian.
He's an everyman.
Ian Ziering, yeah. But no, I mean, I thought this movie's fun enough. I mean, see it if for nothing else, because it's kind of the start of what would later be this phenomenon of all these crazy. Again, certainly not the first shark movie. We're going to review some movies on here this week that came before this, even some Sci-Fi Channel movies that came before this that involve sharks. But it's the first movie that dealt with crazy storm, weather related or mutated sharks or whatever, sharks in an unbelievable, really, really unbelievable setting. I mean, you may think Jaws and stuff is unbelievable, sure, but this is really unbelievable. Well, ain't no such thing as a Sharknado, guys.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool if there was.
Isn't some kind of tropical storm like that over the water like a hurricane?
Yeah.
But I guess Sharkicane doesn't work as well.
Yeah, you're right.
Or her shark.
Once it gets on land, though, I guess I
was hoping for some kind of explanation in the movie.
You're not going to get anything like that.
I say boil a pot of coffee, bring your best friends over, and just have a fun, just kind of razzing the movie as it goes along. I think that would have made for a better.
Put a little whiskey in that coffee, and you got yourself a time.
Irish coffee.
This surprisingly is 74% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know how many. I didn't bother to look to how many reviews it has. I would imagine it has quite a few though, because it's a pretty popular movie. 74%. I think they just had fun with it.
Yeah,
but only a 33% audience score.
That's about right.
Obviously not reviews by Siskel or Ebert. Obviously I think they were both passed away by this point. And Leonard Maltin doesn't review things like this. He's above it, so I don't have anything like that. But we were going to talk about giving it a rating on a fin system, right? So from 1 to 4 fins, or you can say bomb or whatever, like Leonard Maltin.
Yeah.
How many fins out of 4 would you give? And you can give half too, like 2.5, 1.5, whatever.
That's a good
How many
question.
fins would you give Sharknado?
Because the budget's so high and the movie's so bad, I'm gonna give it the bomb that blew up Jaws.
Whoa!
Yeah, give it a couple.
Really.
Give it a couple of oxygen tanks and shoot a rifle at it.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
All right.
Where do you say
you're
about
starting off the week harsh. I'm gonna go in the middle. I'm gonna give it 2.5 fins. I think it's. Again, you don't expect this to be the best movie you're ever going to see.
Yeah.
But I think if you sit down, I feel like it's fast. But I feel like it's fast-paced enough. You thought it was slow. I feel like it's fast-paced enough. Ian Ziering can do it all. Tara Reid stands around and complains the whole time, and
Yeah.
I think you'll have fun with it. Maybe. 2.5 fins for me.
All right. Is that it?
That's it.
That's it. All right, guys. Well, that's Sharknado. What do I say on these things? Like, share, subscribe to the show, all that kind of stuff. We're not doing what we've been watching. We're not doing viewer questions this week, so I'm going to save you those whole spiel. And stay tuned tomorrow when we dig into another shark movie, and that one's going to be
Jaws 4.
Jaws 4.
The worst Jaws of all. The Revenge.
Jaws 4D.
Jaws 4, The Revenge. Let's do it.
We'll see you soon, guys.
All right.
Bye.